Thanks for clicking on this video. This week is Thanksgiving in the United States. It's the end of November. It's usually a light week for all of the people in the United States. So if you're getting low feedback time from a US-based company, that's probably why. But what Thanksgiving signifies is turkey. So we're going to make a turkey graphing report using Looker Studio, Google Sheets, and a USDA export that I found on the internet. So who knows if it's right or wrong? We're just going to dive into it. Hopefully you'll learn some things along the way and we'll go from there. All right. Let me just share my screen. And if you have not yet downloaded the perfect dashboard cheat sheet, go over lookerstudio.vip/YouTube and you can download your own copy and get a little free tutorial from me. That's it. All right, let's hop into it. So look at what I have found. So this is our turkey report that we're starting off on. Yes, you can add GIFs to Looker Studio, but let's see where we got the data from. So I went over to the USDA and did a little quick Google search, and I was able to find this awesome tool called Quick Stats. So what Quick Stats allows you to do is you can select different type of information. So we want survey data. We're going to get animals and products. We also want to talk about poultry, which a turkey is. And then we're going to dive into the turkeys. All right. We want to see turkeys here. Then we are just going to go into the geographic level of state, and we are going to get that data. So we're going to get all the program data from the sector of animal products, poultry, turkeys, and we're going to leave all of these open. Or actually, let's just see under production, maybe price received. This is where it gets kind of interesting. Let's go with price received. This will be fun, you know. Let's see what happens. Turkey's price measured in pounds by state. All right, let's get the data. This is a super sweet tool found by the USDA. Looks like it's fun. It does domain value, domain category, totals, and turkeys, watershed, state. All right. Let's get it. All right, let's get this information. I'm going to download this as a spreadsheet. And there you go. You can see we downloaded it right there. And let's just hop into our report. So what I'm going to actually do is I'm going to use a feature that I never use because it's fun, is you can actually upload a CSV directly to Looker Studio. So if you look down here, there should be a CSV upload. Maybe not. Oh, file upload. There we go. So here, I never use this because usually we're using dynamic data that's appended to, updated, etc. But you can actually use your cloud storage to upload a CSV right here. So this is what we're going to do right now. You have to authorize your better than data report if you are using better than data. Give me 1 second while I do this. And through the magic of editing, I have been authorized. All right, let's just drag this in here and you'll see how the process goes. We know it's a CSV. We know it's uploading. There's a 5 megabyte limit, I believe. It is processing the data. It'll take a second because sometimes it does take a while. Again, we never use this feature. This is just a perfect use case where you have a static data set where you're going to be using Google Sheets or a CSV style information, and it doesn't need to be updated. All right, let's add that in, and ta-da, no changes were found. So now we added our data. We downloaded this CSV from the USDA. We have uploaded it to Looker Studio specifically, and now let's just build a chart. Let's just see what's happening right here. So here's our data, the program, all of our fields, the beautiful data source. Let's just edit this really quickly so we can just change this to USDA data on turkey pricing. All right. The first thing we're going to have to start with is questions. So what questions do we have around our beautiful turkey here? Let's move him out of the way. The question I would like to see is price broken down by state per pound. And let's just see let's just see if we can get there. Okay, so the first thing that we'll need is our dimensions and then our metrics. So the dimensions that we'll need here are the state, and then the record count here is going to be, I think it was price, right? Let's just we can actually hop back into this and we'll see what this is. It's called value in this case. And it looks like it's mostly dollars per pound. So, but let's just hop in here. So it is price or total. Darn it. I just looked at it. What was it? Value. And all right, let's just see what happens when we have the state and the value. Keep in mind, this is going to aggregate it as a sum and over all of the years. So now we have the every state, but we need to also be able to drill down one level into the years. So here, let's go into add in a quick control, and I'm going to use a drop down list because I don't want it big all the time, but let's use the state of Pennsylvania, right? So Pennsylvania, bam, we've got that. Now we need to see the year, right? Because we have the year and the state, but then what's happening is it's average, it's totaling it all up. So the question, if we were to say, hey, like what is the average per price over the history, right? All we need to do is aggregate this as an average. And now we're looking at the average for Pennsylvania. And we can see here, if we unselected Pennsylvania, this is the average price over time. So simply put, is throughout all of history in the United States of the USDA here, what we can actually do is we can say, hey, let's sort this by the price. And what do you know? We now have a pretty good idea of which states are lowest and highest in relation to their price. So if you sort this by value, we can do it ascending, so we can see the lowest values at the top. Mississippi apparently is the best state to have your turkeys from because the lowest cost per pound, right? So the lowest price per pound at 25 cents per pound. It seems to be pretty good in Mississippi. And this is wholesale from the distributors. All right, then we can add in our year. So let's just add in another control here of year, state, and then we also want year. And let's see how this goes. So if we put in our year of, oh wow, it goes all the way back. So if we sort by year, and then we sort everything here by, on the right-hand side, we can order it by dimension. And in 2008, wow, this is actually kind of cool. Let's go by value of the average because it has state, right? The average by year, bam, 2008 was a great year for turkeys. And you can see here in 2008 how that was trending. This is pretty sweet. All right, let's hop into this a step deeper and make an actual report now that we've kind of explored the data, right? We've got turkeys, the commodity. I wonder if we could get other commodities up in here. But like the marketing year, we have the year. So here's where we might want to like start looking into the different types of information that are like being developed from this data set. Okie doke, let's hop into it. So this is what I want, is I want to trend every single dollar amount over time. So let's build a quick little report using our turkey data. This is so exciting. And now, I don't know if you guys know this, but Looker Studio, you can now customize this to make it smaller, which probably is actually helpful for you guys. All right, so we got state, bam. We got year, bam. Do we need anything else? Let's hop into the data. Let's just see. We've got survey, year, state, watershed codes. We don't care. Commodities are going to be pretty much always turkeys. And yeah, there we go. Okay, let's just add in commodities to see if there's another commodity. I don't think there is because we selected that at when we downloaded the information. And yeah, it's always turkeys. So there we go. So we've got years and state. So let's trend the average price of turkeys over time so that if we were to look at this over a long period of time, how would that look? So I'm going to expand this back out. So we need our dimension of year, right? And we can put that as we don't need a breakdown dimension. We have the year here, and then we have the value, which we want to average. And then we can get rid of our single selection of the year. And here we go. Now we have the average price per pound of turkey over time. And you can see how this has trended up until 2000 and 2. Do we not have any newer data? Like it's the thing only ends at 2008. Let's see. Can we sort this? The raw data. All right, well, let's find out. So how we can do that is we can look at years and we can see that it only goes to 2008. So it goes from 1912 to 2008. There you know. There you go. It's not the most hopeful of things because we're in 2022 when I'm recording this, but hey, it's a little thing here. So here we can see the trend of the average price per turkey across everywhere. But what you can do actually in Looker Studio is break it down by the state. So let's see what this looks like because it's probably gonna be chaotic as all get out. So here, now we've got all the states kind of trending and you can see when some drop off to 0, probably because, oh, what is other states? Let's add a filter to exclude other states because, so here you can now see every single, who's going to, Connecticut is 0. So it looks like some people have missed different things. So what you can do actually in Data Studio is you can decide what to do when it goes to 0. So let's go find that really quickly. The trend line, we don't need a trend line there. But I believe here at the bottom, you can say when values are 0. Let's just see if we can find this really quickly. So yeah, when there's missing 0, line to 0, line breaks, or linear interpretation. So if you do linear interpretation, it's going to try and connect those dots. I don't know what the green value is here, but that's what you can do if you have a data set where it goes to 0. You can do that, or you can just have gaps. So let's do a line break because instead of going to 0, let's just break it up. So now we have got every single city trended over time. Let's put also do they do anything with how much is sold? No. So yeah, let's now make it. So there you go. Boom, there. That's that in the time series. Let's then give people the ability to drill into their turkey data. We gotta make this thing a little cute out here. And I'll link this down below just in case anybody wants to play with it. Let's make the state really big. And so then you could select your state. So let's say you were in California and you wanted to trend California data over time. Bam, there's California, average price per pound over time. Yeah, there you go. So let's make this really big, just as a big old selector, because there's nothing else to do here, right? Let's just put this as big as it gets. And then let's make the style of the text like 60. Boom. Who doesn't want a big chart? And then let's get rid of the background. So let's put the turkey on it. So here, if you wanted to select a state, let's make it big, bold, beautiful, and put our turkey over the top of it, because who doesn't like a little turkey dancing on top of your chart? Then we can go to style and get rid of the background. If you add border shadow, then remove it, it then gets rid of it. So now you can just see here, we got state selector, which we can change the name of to be a state selector. State selector. And bam, there you go, all of the states. We also want to make sure that we keep this as the average, because it's going to be average over the history of the thing. So metric descending, so the most expensive ones at the top. I'm surprised Hawaii, I guess this is production, so Hawaii doesn't produce. So this is the state production pieces here. And now we've got a little trend chart, bada bing, bada boom. So now we can trend that using the line charts, but oftentimes people don't like line charts. So let's actually add a new page. And so here we got trended over time. And what if here we then used a heat map? Oh yeah, let's use a heat map. That sounds like a good idea. All right, not the line map. Those things are stupid. Love you line map makers, but let's go with this. So what we're gonna need to do, right, is have the state. I don't know if it's gonna work, but let's find out. If we use the location of state, will it work? Bam. I don't know why half the US is missing, and we have some heat in Australia, but there we go. And then what we can use is actually the weight be the average total or the value. And so then now we can look at this and trend this over the average value. Bam. And so then now we can have the average price just in case someone ever wanted to see, like, it's not the most useful thing, so let's go into style and try to make it a little bit more useful. I don't think the bubble chart's going to work. I think we might have to do a filled map just because of, I'm going to have to refresh everything, just because the bubble things won't seem to work. The location is state. The tool, do we need a tooltip of state? State. Tooltip. Why is it not normally it would work? Okay. Tooltip, color dimension, color metric. Let's use the value as the color metric, and let's use the tooltip as the value as well. And does it require a date? Oh, we have to use the geotype. So if your data set is not already using a geotype, all you've got to do is come on up here and change the type where it says state. I cannot read state. We're going to change this into a geography of, oh geez, I think it's called region. Address, this is my American showing. Country, subcontinent, continent, not those. City, designated market areas, latitude, longitude. Where is the bloody country? I'm going to go with this. Country subdivision. I just want a region. Where's region? Geo, country subdivision, country. 2, does it matter city? It's not a city, so let's see what happens with doing this together. I don't use the state or the heat maps that often. Like usually what we're doing is trending marketing data, which is most of the time agnostic. Oh, hey, did this work? Did it work? Oh, hey. I think it just picked a random area within each city. So that's cool. Well, there you go. I think that worked, kind of. It didn't work the way that we'd thought. We kind of failed into success there. So now let's go to a heat map and see if that changes. Oh no, let's go to a bubble map. Does it change things? As you can tell, this is more of a ramble about showing you what's possible or doing something with you as opposed to a pure tutorial because, hey, it's Thanksgiving in the US. So while that's thinking about working, I'm going to add another page. We're going to make another page here that we're just going to make it into the region. So we're going to add these to be big and bold and say we wanted to have the year. And we wanted to have the amount. I keep thinking amount. It is the value, which is averaged. So the average value. And we want to sort it by year as opposed to that. So we want to sort by year. Probably descending. No, ascending. Yeah, there we go. And then we also want city. Or not city, state, because we're in the US, with the value averaged. And then what we can do is we can put some big scorecards here at the top. So then that way we'll let them know what that total is, right? So here's the average value. And then we are going to then put in the number of states. So here's like a ninja like number of states selected. So what you can do is you actually put in state as a metric and then change it to count distinct. And then it can say unique states. And we can do this one more time with year. and then you can count distinct. I'm not sure why it's summing. Unique. Wow, there's 100 years. Number of years. All right, so there we go. So now we've got we're working with some information here. Not the prettiest, but let's make it a little bigger and bolder. Let's go with 48, you know? And you might be like, why are you not renaming these things to be more appropriate? I'm going to do that at the end just because I want to. And so let's add this down here. Let's get rid of the report style hovers. That's like my biggest, I don't know why on earth. Whoever decided that this should be default to on, I just do not want to show those things. And then what we're going to do is we're going to change both of these to, will it let us do it? It will not. Okay, we're going to go to Style tab, and then we're going to change this to a bar chart just so we can easily visualize where is everything. So under metric 1, instead of number, what you can do is bar chart and then show the number. So now what we do is we got a bar chart. Let's make it red. And we can see here how that's trending. Well, let's view it in view mode really quickly. So bam, we got value, number of years. Obviously not the prettiest, but who the heck is other states? I think only Hawaii is not. Hawaii and Alaska are the only two. It's just continental. So I guess this other states is inclusive of Hawaii and Alaska, which is kind of funny. All right, so we got this. Let's make make it a little bit bigger. You know, we're going for big and bold. It's Thanksgiving. Americans are overweight. Let's go big. And let's go a bit even bigger. And let's just change the color of the background to be something more, actually, yeah, let's keep it. So let's change the style of the background and borders to be green. That is not what I wanted. The header to be green. That's what I wanted. Okay. Let's change this to be purple and then change the color to be white. Obviously, you can tell I'm an interior designer. So we got this set up here. We are then going to copy this style over, Command C, Command Option V, and bam, then we got years set up. We're then going to make sure cross filtering is on. It is. We're then going to right click and distribute horizontally to make sure they're both equals. We're then going to center everything. So what you can do is Command G to group, and then right click, align horizontally to, that was not what I wanted to do. Did I not group these? It should, well, it doesn't want to. Never mind. Normally it does. There we go. We can use the smart snap. Let's then make these a little bit bigger and check back in on our map. Hey, that looking more promising. What we're going to do is get rid of the non-US locations. So in style, you should be able to select the default chart location, which I cannot find. So we're just going to leave it the way it is. All right. So here we go. We got the state selector. Here you go, where you can pick a state, which is trended over time. Bam. We then have, and then see that state. We then have the non-working or kind of working map to see, hey, how expensive things are. But for some reason, it doesn't show up the state's name. So we're going to need to change that. And lastly, we got our beautiful picker here. So if we want to say 2005, we can click on that. Number of years is 1. Unique states that have reporting data, 22. Average is 57. And it looks like we are off to the races. I'm going to just come in here because it's going to really irritate me. And what I'm going to do is add the tooltip to be the state. I don't know why I did the value. That was dumb. And the size to be the value, the average, and the metric color to be that. I don't know why. And so then theoretically, there we go. North Carolina, bam. Bam, 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 bam. Okay, cool. And then we can get rid of that other one. We don't need the color metric. Who cares? And now we've got our little graph, right? We got the trend. We've got the states. We've got the drill down. So there, what we just did, guys, is create a turkey-based reporting of trending the average cost of a pound of turkey overtime from ungodly 1953 into 2008, with some years being missed in between. But we don't want to talk about that. So I hope you guys have a great week. It's Black Friday, Cyber Monday. I know it can get intense out there, but hey, just wanted to record something light, fun, and actionable for you to play with into your 2023.